Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing today? I hope you're doing great. Thank you to all my subscribers. I appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you for always coming back. If you're new, I want to say thank you to you as well for coming. Please do not forget to hit the subscribe button and also turn the notification bell so that anytime I drop my weekly videos you always get notified. So today's video is going to be a very interesting one. I'll show you how to make this underburst corset blouse, okay, yeah, or top. So it's actually a full length gown, but I'm concentrating on the upper part. Actually the lower part is going to be a long fitted pencil skirt which will be attached afterwards. So here is the fabric I'm using. This is a lace fabric, and it has a touch of some different colors here. So I decided this is the best to line it with. Okay, and also I have this black velvet I'm going to be using as well. This one is just going to appear from the underbust to the waist line. That's where I'll be applying this black velvet. Yeah, I'm going to be working on this first, or the satin and the lining. Okay, so after my cutout, then I can now place it on my lace and cut. I'm trying so hard so that I can manage this fabric. Yeah. So here I have the fabric folded. So here is the plain satin fabric and also the lining. You can see I've ironed my interfacing here already. In order to know the width, to know how to fold your width, just use the biggest part of the measurement. In this case is the bust. Add 5 inches to it to give you an idea of how to fold your fabric. Then in the length, what I have here, I'm going to be making use of 21 inches. So this is not the regular 16, 17 half inches cut. Okay, so in this case I'm using 21. You can use 19 on 20 is okay, but this person is a little bit tall, so I'm making use of 21 inches. Remember, it's going to have it's a full length gown. Okay, so it's going to be joined to the lower part, which is the skirt part, and also there's going to be an underbust cut, just like I said. And so I have extra allowance here, which is going to make up for all the joinings, the breast cut joinings and the shoulder joining as well. Okay, yeah. So here are the lines I have here. From this first line, from the top, here I have 9 inches, which represent the chest line. The next line is the bust point, which is 11. Because of the shoulder joining, I added half inches, so it's 11.5. The next line we see here is the under bust, which is 14. Added half inches for the shoulder joining, which is here is 14.5. Then of course the waistline 16.5. Then of course half inches extra shoulder joining, then at 17. Then the full length of the top. Okay, yeah. So the first thing I'll do now is to mark out the 3 by 8 inches mark. So I'll come here and indicate 3 inches, then the 8 inches to get my slope. I'll come down here and mark 1 inch. So I like to extend this line upward. The shoulder is 16 plus 0.5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the shoulder for this person is 16 divided by 2, that's 8. Add half inches, that's 8.5. So I'm going to mark 8.5 here. So I'll just extend the same 8.5 to this chest line, so I can get my angle 90 degree. So on here now, representing the chest line, I'm going to impute what the bust measurement, which is 36 divided by 4. I have 9, and I'll be adding extra 3 inches of allowance here. Okay, yeah. So I'll create my armhole here, but before that, from this point to this end point, I'm going to get the midpoint. This is 8. If I divide it by 2, I have 4. Then I'm going to come in by half of an inch here, and I'll just take it up here. So this is just creating my my front armhole. Please feel free to use your armhole curve. So I'm creating my curve here now. So I'm going to take what I have on this curve so that I can get the midpoint. So from here, on this curve I've just created, so what I have is about 11.5. If I should get the midpoint, I have is about 5.75. So I'm going to take note of that midpoint here. Okay, taking note of it. So I'll come down here now so I can create my cup. might need to take note of your lines. This is the bust point, this is the under bust, this is the waist, and the length of the top. Okay, so at this bust point, I'm going to now be putting in the bust span measurement, which is 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So I'll add 0.5 inches to it, that is 4. So at this bust point, I'm going to what? Marking out 4 inches. Then on the other bust, I'll take away half inches from it, so it becomes 3.5. So I'll extend this 3.5 all the way to the length of the top. So from the under bust to the length of the top, I'm marking the straight line, and of course connecting it to these bust points. You can see this. Then from this bust point, I'll connect it to this midpoint we created at the armhole here. Remember? So I'll take it here. You can see this. So we have created our princess dart here. You can see this, yeah. So coming down now to this under bust line, I'm going to what? Go inwards by say 1 inches or 1.5. Let's do 1.5. This is a bust 36. I can do 1.5. So I'm just extending it to the length of the top. So I'm about to create my cup here. Then at this bust point, I will indicate a line 1 inch upward, 1 inch downward. So from this bust point line, I'm just marking out this is 1 inch below, 1 inch above, and 1 inch below. You can see this. So from this 1 inch below, I'll connect it to here to create my lower cup. You can see this. Okay, I need to connect the straight lines here. So what I have here is 1.5. If I take away 0.5 inches from this 1.5, that is 1. So I'll take that 1 inches and come and distribute it here. So 0.5 inches on this side, 0.5 inches on this side. So I'll mark that out. So we are doing this so that we can now create the upper cuff. So from these 2 points I've just created now, I'm going to be connecting them what? To this point here. Remember this point, this is the 1 inch is what? Above the bust point. I hope you understand. So I'll go ahead and connect. Okay, so this part, this one that is going towards this armhole, this line here, and we're extending it what? By 1.5 inches. Okay, so this is always done so that when we are trying to join our piece together, we will not have shortages at the armhole. So here it is. So here you can see we have created what? Our cup. You can see this now. Yeah. So at this point here, remember it's the 1 inches apart, 0.5. So we have 1 inches in this dart we have created. I'm going to impute it back here and what? Create my new armhole. Okay. So you can see this. So coming down now to my under bust, I'll fix in the measurement, which is 30 divided by 4, 7.5. So I'll mark my 7.5 here. And I'll add my extra 3 inches of allowance. Remember this dart line we have here, so I have to also impute it back. This is 1.5, so I will have to put it back here. And that is it. Then for the waist is 32 divided by 4, I have 8. And I'll add the extra 3 inches of allowance. Then also this dart I have to still put it back of 1.5. So I'm just going to extend this one straight down. So what is left now is to join these points together. So you can see the cup has been created. Okay, so the next thing I'll do now is to what? Create my neckline. It's going to be a boat neckline. So I'm going to do 6 inches. Then on the neck depth, I'll make it 4 inches. So I'll just take it. So you can see we're done. We're done creating the front piece. So I'll just go ahead and cut it out. So you can see here the front piece is ready. So I'll go ahead and cut for the back piece. So here is the back piece. You can see I've drawn my lines as well. The chest line, the bust points, the underbust, the waistline, and of course the top length. So here I have my zipper allowance. So I'm actually not going to be using a zipper. Instead, it's going to have a tie at the back, like the regular corset tie. Okay, yeah. And so I actually did not need to fix in the zipper in this case. I would have just done a straight cut. But the reason why I did that is because of the cut I'm going to have at the upper part. As you go along, you understand. So because at the end of the day, I'm still going to be cutting off this zipper allowance because of that tie I want to create. Okay, so starting from this line, I'll mark my regular the shoulder slope, the 8 by 3 inches mark. So remember the shoulder is 16 divided by 2, 8 plus 0.5 inches, that's 8.5. And from here, getting the midpoint at 4 here. So I'm just taking it to create my back armhole now. So at this chest line, I'm also imputing in my bust measurement of 36 divided by 4, 9 plus 3 inches. So just like we did for the back piece, I'm going to get the midpoint of this curve we've created here. I have 11 here, so I have 5.5 as the midpoint. So here is 5.5. So coming to this bust point, the bust span is 4. Under bust, take away 0.5, you have 3.5. Just the same process for the back piece. In this case, we are not creating the cup, but just the princess cutout. And from here, connect it to this midpoint. So from here, I will extend it by 1.5, just like we did for the front piece. And here it is. So connect this here to get my new armhole. So you can see this as easy as that. Then I'll come in here and fix in my other measurements. So that's it, guys. We're done. You can see the princess cut has been created. So coming here now, I'm going to fix in the neckline. So I will do remember with this 6 inches, see that bold line effect, 6 inches. But for the depth, say 3.5. We did 4 inches for the front, just doing 3.5 here. Okay, so from here goes down is going to be for my tie. While I will come here, I want to create out like an opening at the upper part, okay, because there has to be a close-up at this neckline edge, since there's going to be a tie at the lower part. I hope you understand. So what I will do here, this neckline I've created, I'm just going to come down from this point, say 1 inches. I think 1 inches should be okay. So from this point now, so I'm creating a curve, this coming this way, I'm coming to this point. So this is the reason why I said I actually wanted that zipper. I created this zipper allowance. You can see I need this zipper allowance for this because of this curve I'm creating here, not necessarily for the lower part. Okay, so we're done. Since I've gotten my shape, so we're done. So I'll just go ahead and cut this all out. So I'm slitting. I need to indicate this zipper line here. I need to indicate it. Now slitting it open. So you can see this. So we have our back pieces ready. So I'll open this up so that you can see what I'm saying. Let me notch this part, even though I'm going to be cutting it out. So this is the view. You can see this. So you can see it's going to be overlapping this way. Okay, and you know my darts, by the time you join it now, you will have it looking this way. Can you see this? So this part now, for this lower part, from this notch, this zipper point, I'll be cutting this out. So here will be spaced. So this is where I'm going to be creating that tie that I told you about. So the up part, you see the neckline, the up part will be having this opening, okay? So we're done with this cutting, like seriously, we're done. And here, the front piece as well. So what I'm going to do now is to use this piece. I'll place it on the lace fabric and cut out, you know, the lace fabric itself. Then also, I will now, you know, turn it all, or I'll join the parts together and turn out with the lining. Yeah, so, but after that, then I will now create my cut. So, and here guys, I'm done joining the piece together. You see, I've joined the linings and the main piece. So for both the front and the back piece. So here is the lining for the front piece, and here is the main piece itself. So you can see I actually shortened the lace itself. It's intentional because I know I'm going to be cutting off this side, and here will be discarded. I'll be replacing it with a plain fabric, so I needed to manage my lace fabrics. Okay, so you can see the cup, see how the inside looks. So I made a very short video on how to create this cup, to know the quantity of this wording to cut out and how to fix it. It's a very short video. I'll link it in the description box. You can also go ahead and watch it. Okay, so you can see this. So what I'm going to do now is to make my cut on this underburst, indicating the underburst. Remember, the underburst is 14, so you need to make it sit up very well. So my underburst is 14, but it's still going to be at 14.5 because, you know, we've not joined. We still need half inches to join it at the shoulder part. So I'll place this at 14.5 here. So I'll just move half inches more, okay, so that, because when I'm joining the lower part back again, then I'll use that half inch to sew it. So by the time I sew it, it will be sitting directly under the bust. Okay, so folding it into two, so I'll just indicate the under bust line, okay, and just mark out extra half of an inch. So I'm going to be cutting there now. So you can see I've made my cut. So this one now, I'll be placing it on the plain fabric. Okay, so by the time I use this now to cut out this black fabric, then that's what I'm going to be attaching back here again. Okay, so on the black fabric, so this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to be using this bias tape. Okay, so when I cut it out, I'll just place this bias tape on it. I will be doing it probably at the back side. So this is what I'll be using to create my casing, depending on the number of it you want. Maybe you can have as much as you want, and it just depends on you. So I'll be creating my casing on it, and after which I'll be fixing it. This is the boning I'm going to be using. I'll be fixing it inside. So once I'm done with that, then I will now attach it back. So I have a similar video on how I actually made this. Okay, it's a corset dress. So I'll also link it up. You can also go ahead and watch it as well. It's super easy, and also how to make the tie for the back piece. So this cut I'm doing for the main piece, I didn't do the same thing for the lining itself. No, I just left the lining the way it is. So because when I'm done, I'll use the lining to, of course, turn it out. Then for the back piece, it's also the same thing. I've already made my cut. So you can see this is the back piece. I've made my cut here, and see how, so this is how the back piece is looking already. You can see. So, and also, you know, that zip allowance I told you, I've taken it off. Remember I said I was going to cut it out. So this upper part, at the end of the day, by the time you cover up the rope, so we'll be fixing maybe like a button or something at this upper part. So this is the way it's going to sit. Okay, so it's left for me now to create what the holes that I'll be using what to make my back tie. And also I'm going to be attaching the same black fabric. I've cut out that one as well, so this one will come underneath it. And mind you, this cut is also at the underburst line itself. So this is it. You can see how it's looking. So I'm also going to what attach what my bias here and fix in my boning as well. Okay, so this is how it is. So this is it, guys. This is how to make this beautiful dress. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for joining me on this tutorial. Please, if you find this helpful, please do not forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share. I appreciate it a lot. And if you have not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. And remember to on the notification bell so that anytime I upload my weekly videos, you always get notified. Thank you so much, guys. Till I see you on the next video. Bye.